Hey guys, the Songboy13 here. What a morning it's been. I just literally finished my maths exam, so that was fun. But anyways, all in bright news ahead. Well, some of bright news and then some was the dark news. Anyways, what I'm on about. As you know, over the last few days, and as it is today, it's not hugely hot today, but it's lovely and warm, perfect. Parts of the UK are currently experiencing a heat wave. Last few days temperatures have been above the high 20s and for some even into low 30s. Now, we know about the pros of the heat wave, but the cons, which like positives and consequences. So basically there's been a lot of stuff going on in the UK. First of all, let's go with the positive side. The sun is out, of course. Well, for many areas in the UK it has been very dry. The main positive is we're not in any, particularly in central areas of the UK, we are not in any major drought or dry river level alerts. So river levels are actually near normal because we have had a lot of rain back in the early spring. It's at its fairly balanced state, so we're not experiencing any major issues, but we will need to be aware of how much water we use. But I think maybe southern areas maybe a little bit below, but not exceptionally so there's nothing too severe, nothing as an emergency. But river levels are at its good state. And of course the sun has been shining for several days, great for crops, and you know, it just puts people in plenty of vitamin D, puts them in a positive atmosphere, and you know, the UK is overall feeling very happy with this week's weather. It's not going to change for a long while yet. It's set to stay well into mid-July potentially as well. However, there has been some consequences as well. I think that's what it is, cons, with the UK heatwave for 2018. Well, as we know, firstly, before I go there, we know that Monday the highest temperatures was around in Wales, south east England, I think. I know London has reached close to 30 degrees Celsius, and on Tuesday was further west, which I believe parts of, again, western part of Wales, got into the low 30s, 30, maybe 31 degrees Celsius, and then yesterday the heat, or the hottest of the weather, was transferred northwards and westwards, so parts of Northern Ireland, maybe not too far off to Belfast, and then across parts of western Scotland, temperatures were into low 30s. 31.9 degrees Celsius was recorded somewhere, I can't remember the locations' names, the captions are on there, probably just around in northwest England, or just across parts of northeast Ireland. And then today, now forecasts are predicting temperatures will reach up to highs of 31 degrees Celsius in Glasgow. The captions are on there, as I don't know this because this was 12 o'clock filmed, and the captions are up there for 6 o'clock this evening to know the actual information of where the hottest weather was. But basically it was Northern Ireland and Scotland, some parts of Wales' hottest summer day since the late 90s. Ever since that 1976 heatwave, we've been having some quite incredible weather. Yes, the late 20th century, you would say. But the consequences of the UK heatwave was, unfortunately, there has been a lot of forest fires across, would you expect, usually expected in Australia or California this time of year. Well, not in Australia, but you know what I mean. But basically it's been affecting parts of near Cumbria, maybe across parts of the moors in Scotland. I mean, again, I don't know a huge amount, but I think 5 figures and across of the acres have been badly damaged by the forest fire itself. It started since probably Tuesday, and because the ground is so dry at the moment, very little can be done to actually prevent it. We needed some rain to prevent it, and high pressure is well across us at the moment, and there's little sign of any Atlantic weather systems coming in for the next week, so there are a considerable risk. Forest fires are causing havoc across northwestern parts of the UK, maybe later on somewhere in the UK. Another forest fire could occur depending on how dry and how warm the conditions will prevail. And so yeah, some schools had to be closed, villages had to be evacuated, linked in with the forest fire itself. No one's been injured, thankfully, but it's just basically not everyone is having great news with this week's weather. So which very rarely happens in this country as well. So that's all I know about it. And of course the grass, yeah, I've showed you from yesterday's video. Well, it's not quite as bad, it's a little bit further north where I am, but the grass is slowly turning to wheat. I know it's a bit more green, but that just shows that the less rain we get over the next few weeks, the less green we'll be seeing across parts of the natures and countrysides. So it's just, the pros is, yes, we've been having gorgeous weather over the last few days, but the consequences was forest fires have been creating havoc across northwest England, across parts of western Scotland, and they're not going to ease off anytime soon for the next few days. So some probably fire alert warnings are in place over the western portions of the UK, but at least nobody's hurt, everyone's safe, but homes may be at risk. So, and of course there has, you know, a few train tracks may be delayed as well because of hot weather, like in Northern Ireland and Western Scotland, who are not used to this kind of heat. That can also be an additional havoc as well. That's all I have to let you know about the UK Heatwave 2018 with the pros, gorgeous weather, the consequences, forest fires, dry grass, and yeah, that's all I have to deliver from you. I'll keep you updated on the UK Heatwave 2018, and we'll find out which place had its hottest day today. Thursday, June 28th, weather was in Glasgow, 31 degrees Celsius, or somewhere different. I'll keep you posted. Like, comment, subscribe. Storm's now out.